On Tesla, I went from, in the past few weeks, I went from long to short to long. That's what you need to do. You have to follow price. Can't have opinions. Or you can have opinions, but you always need to trade price. Oh, Roku. Wow. Look at where Roku found support. You see this white magic line? Look at where it found support on the 60-minute chart. Yeah, the magic line worked, right? It's good to have these magic lines on your charts. They're pretty helpful. All you need to be a profitable trader is a good setup, good risk management, and some magic. No rocket science involved. Who needs rocket science when you can have magic, right? If I'm gonna have an indicator, it's just gonna be a chart with the price and volume, nothing else. And not even the volume, but the dollar volume. Instead of the share volume, I think dollar volume is so much more helpful. Like a dollar volume indicator. So much better than the share volume. Like the price and dollar volume. That's it. Yeah, I also find it pointless. Like, oh, the Dow is up 100 points. It's like, it's meaningless. Like, because 100 points down at 18,000 is much different than 100 points up at 27,000, right? It's just like, it's so stupid, people using points. Or oh, Apple is down 5 points. It's like, it's totally meaningless. Like, Apple at 383 being down 5 points is completely different than Apple at 220 being down 5 points, right? Yeah, I don't understand either why people don't just use percentages. It's just so stupid. Because at 1.48%, it's gonna be 1.48% no matter what price the stock is. Guys, you gotta learn this setup. Like, this was like abnormally perfect. You don't get these, you know, like these perfect ones very often, but this is called a high tide flag. We have a big move, and then it gets tighter and tighter, and it surfs on the 20-day and eventually breaks out. It's the same pattern as, or similar pattern to T-Dog a couple of months ago. This one wasn't as, you know, this was also pretty much perfect. To Livongo also a couple of months ago. Like, you gotta learn, if you just have to trade one pattern, this is it. This is it, okay? This is it. You gotta make millions. You don't have to trade anything else. Like, there are many examples of, there are variations of it, obviously. Okta is also a similar one, not as long of a base. Oh, Tesla, obviously. Tesla was a perfect one when we bought it here. You know, big move, it gets tighter and tighter, it builds higher lows, surfs above the 20-day and then breaks out. Like, PRTS was obviously, it's a micro cap name, that's why it was so perfect, not as many eyes on it, etc. And look at this, it's now up what? 53% from the breakout. If you need to learn one setup, that's it. That is it. I really don't remember. It was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I really don't remember. It was a process. It took me like a year or two to transition from purely day trading to mostly swing trading and position trading. This is something you gotta do if you want to be a successful trader. You gotta look at, you gotta keep track of like breakouts and, you know, gap ups with news, and just go back like a month later and see how they did. Like Soxel 30th of June, another one I passed on. All the semi stocks and this one broke out that day. Yeah, this is the one that broke out. This is, guys, this is technical analysis 101. It's just basic technical analysis. This is where this is the weekly chart. It built higher lows for a year, took out a range that was over a year long, got tighter and tighter, and then it had blowout earnings, and it just keeps going. Like, if you like to trade off the weekly chart, you can build strategies like with a really wide stop, like a position trading type of a strategy. There's so many ways you can skin these things. So many ways to make money in the markets. Where did you buy it? 16, 7. Wait, what? Why did you buy it at 16, 17? There's no setup here. Where did you buy it? There's absolutely nothing there. Yeah, that's not a good... that was not a good entry, man. And I really don't understand why you're still in it. You should have gotten stopped out like here or one of these 2 days. No, but the big mistake here is still being... It's one thing having a stupid entry. But it's even worse just holding a stock, not having an exit plan. I mean, like what's your exit plan? Where were you supposed to sell it? That's the big mistake here. This is the stuff that's gonna blow you up. You should know where to exit before you enter the stock. Always. Soar trades had a nice graph of a typical... Yeah, like, you know, as a swing and position trader, you spend most of your time in a drawdown. Doesn't have to be a deep drawdown, but most of the time you're gonna be in a drawdown. And also, like, if you look at stock, I mean, just look at something like Netflix, okay? Which is one of the biggest winning stocks over the past 10 years. Even Netflix actually spent like, even though this thing is up like, I mean, from the 2008 lows, it's up what, 21,000%, right? It's one of the biggest winners over the past 10 years. But even this thing spent most of the time in a drawdown. I mean, I'm just gonna show, this is how it is, even the biggest, so the stock peaked here, like mid 2010, so during all of this time it was in a drawdown. Oh, what is, no, this is not the correct box. How do I delete it? This is not the correct one. I want this box. So here, it was in a long drawdown, right? So even here in 2009, it was in a drawdown for a while. Let's just say if we start measuring from here, the 2008 lows. This is where the big move started. The stock was in the 2s. So here it spent like 6 months in a drawdown. It doubled, spent 6 months in a drawdown. Here, it was a couple of months in a drawdown. Here, it was also maybe a little bit in a drawdown. Whatever, let's just ignore it. So here, it was a long time in a drawdown. Here, couple of months in a drawdown. Also here, you would have been like 4 months in a drawdown. Here, you were in a drawdown for several months. Here you were in a drawdown for like 6 months, right? 7 months or whatever. And here you were in a drawdown for over a year. So even though this is the one of the biggest winning stocks for the past 10 years, and look at this thing, like half of the time, if you owned this stock, you would have been in a drawdown. Or the stock spent like half of the time in a drawdown. So that's a swing and position trader. Even if you like have very good returns, you're gonna spend a lot of time in a drawdown. A lot of time. Probably most of the time.